You see this? This is an index card holder. And this is something that I carry around with me all the time. And in there, of course, are index cards that I jot down ideas as they come to me. And what I do, I will record these ideas without any desire to edit at the time. The idea will pop in my head, and with my pen that I always have with me, I will record the idea. And like I said, I don't edit at the time. I do that later. Later I'll go through and I'll determine whether or not the idea is feasible or not, whether or not the idea is doable or not, whether or not the idea is profitable or not, whether or not the idea is helpful or not. And I go through this, and if there is no to all of those questions, then I will discard the idea for now. I have a very good friend of mine who does the same thing. In his back left pocket are a lot of index cards and little notes that he carries around with him. And he does the same thing. Later on, when he's sitting on the throne, or I love that term, sitting on the throne, or perhaps he's at dinner, or perhaps he has a few minutes waiting for someone or something, he'll go through and he'll ask the same questions. Except in his case, of course, he asks, is it doable or not? Is it profitable or not? And then he will either keep for further evaluation or he will discard. Now, what kind of things that I write down? Well, the other day I drove by a sports bar, and in the parking lot, no cars. And it was a Saturday afternoon, and I said to myself, you know, this guy, all he needs to do is to do one simple thing. That is, he just needs to simplify. And what he needs to do is to simplify his sports bar by running up the two flags of the two teams that are playing that day. Sure, many teams are playing on that day, but he simply picked the two most popular, perhaps the two most favorite, and run the teams up. So on the sports bar, outside he would have these two flags flying of the two most popular teams. Not 6 flags, just 2. People driving by, if they're a Cowboys fan, for example, or the Chicago Bears fan, or whatever, they would see the flag and they'd say, why not? I'll stop in and have a beer. And they will go in. And I thought, well, you don't own the sports bar. You have no intention of owning a sports bar. So I simply discarded that idea. So now you know. A lot of times when I sit here and I talk to you, my friend, it is because of this. It is because of my index card holder and the many ideas. And as for me, these are the ideas that I'll be going through, perhaps in the next week or so. Now you know.